Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been quite a long time. My name is Luke, if you did not know that, and this is my review for Jupiter Ascending. So Jupiter Ascending stars Mila Kunis, Channing Tatum, Oscar-nominated actor Eddie Redmayne, and it is directed by, of course, the Wachowskis, who are most known for directing the Matrix trilogy, and most recently directed Cloud Atlas alongside German director Tom Tunker. Now, Jupiter Ascending is this adventure, sci-fi, fantasy, space opera, and it really reminded me a lot, because of kind of the settings and just the style and the gadgets that these characters had, of the Star Wars prequel trilogy. A lot of the places kind of looked like Naboo, Coruscant. This is Star Wars talk. If you guys don't know Star Wars, then you might be a little confused with what I'm talking about, but it just reminded me a lot of the prequel trilogy with the way that it was kind of, I don't know, handled, I guess you could say. And Jupiter Ascending is one of those movies where the story isn't that cohesive, it's not very comprehensive, and you never really know what anyone wants in this movie. So it basically starts off with Mila Kunis, who is supposed to be royalty in the galaxy or something like that, and Channing Tatum is this like genetically engineered superhuman who is trying to protect her because a bunch of people want to kill her and take her royalty. At least I think that's what was going on. This is a movie where everything's really jumbled up, things just sort of happen, events unfold, and you never really know what anyone's motives are or what's really going on, and that's it. The story just isn't good. It's a really bad story, and it's really just hard to follow because so many things just keep changing and characters keep appearing in random places where I feel like they shouldn't have been appearing, and I just never really knew what anybody wanted in this movie. It's one of those kinds of movies. There are plenty of them out there. I've seen so many movies like this where it's a pretty basic story, but the movie just complicates everything so much so it doesn't even make sense anymore. And that's exactly what Jupiter Ascending does. Now, Mila Kunis, I don't think, she might have been just kind of miscast, but her character really is not a good character at all. She's really weak. Every time she's supposed to be like this heroine who's supposed to stand up for herself and be royalty and be able to maybe not kick all kinds of ass, but she's supposed to be able to stick up for herself. But every time she's in trouble, which is pretty much the entire movie, she needs Channing Tatum to come save her and fly away. And she's always just so helpless, and she can never do anything for herself. And I really was kind of disappointed by that because I feel like this movie was supposed to have a very strong and heroic heroine, but we didn't really get that from this character, and that's kind of disappointing. Channing Tatum in this movie was really one of the only likable characters. He was the guy that was always saving Mila Kunis' character, Jupiter Jones, of course, and he was cool. I always liked Channing Tatum, and his character had a lot of stunt moves and stuff, and the action with him was really kind of well done and cool. But yeah, he's really the only character that you really get to like, and you don't really get to learn a lot about him. Eddie Redmayne in this movie played the main villain, and there was something really, it was a really strange role and a really strange character. It was kind of like a hybrid between Chancellor Palpatine from Star Wars and John DuPont from Foxcatcher. That's kind of the type of performance that we got from Eddie Redmayne. It was really, really bizarre. He'd whisper everything like this, like, "I want to rule the world. I want you to get her for me." It was just the weirdest performance I've ever seen, especially from him. And there was one part that I just started laughing hysterically, because he's always whispering like this and talking like this really weird person, like John DuPont, I guess you could say. And then he just screams, like he's yelling like, "Find her!" And then it like cuts like halfway through his scream, and it was just hilarious. I started laughing so hard in the theater because it was so awkward. Douglas Booth, I'm just going to mention him really quick. He just looks like the biggest douche in this movie. Don't mind my language. He plays another kind of bad guy role in this movie, and god dang, he was not good. He really wasn't. Sean Bean, also, I'll just throw him in there really quick because a lot of people like Sean Bean, including me. He's also one of the only really other likable characters. He's a friend of Channing Tatum in this movie, and yeah, I liked the character arc between Channing Tatum and Sean Bean. And Sean Bean played typically what he is, a badass. Now, visually, this movie is striking. This movie has a lot of great visual and special effects, and the action scenes I thought were actually really entertaining and really well done, and they were a lot of fun. However, I do think that there is a little left to be desired with the sound design for this movie. There just didn't seem to be a lot of things making sound, and I felt like they could have had a lot of really cool sound effects, but they just didn't really seem to use them in all the right places during the action scenes. But overall, Jupiter Ascending Ascending is a movie that has very, very good visuals and special effects with a lot of really well done and cool action scenes, but that just doesn't justify going to go see this movie because it has such a horrible story and really pathetic and kind of worthless characters and a bunch of really annoying side characters too, and the whole thing just has this very awkward feeling, and the movie just didn't feel right, but it did have some actually really, really cool set pieces and action scenes. But other than that, not a good movie. I'm going to give Jupiter Ascending a 2 out of 5 stars. So you guys, this is Luke signing off. Please subscribe, and I will talk to you later.